here for CAA football. The Blitz as we continue.
And he may go the distance. Terrence
You're going to put yourself in a situation to win a lot of football games.
Old Dominion is one of 8 teams remaining in the hunt for the national championship after its big win over Coastal Carolina. Now the Monarchs play host to Georgia Southern on Saturday at noon for a game that will be nationally televised on ESPN, ESPN3, and the Watch ESPN app. This Georgia Southern team knocked the Monarchs out of the playoffs in last year's second round and put up some huge numbers offensively in that game versus ODU, especially on the ground.
Yeah, you got to look at what what Old Dominion was able to do against Coastal Carolina. Back and forth game early on, but I think what you take a look at is Old Dominion's ability to score points in bunches, especially when their defense is able to make a few stops here and there. And in a 10-minute span, they scored 4 touchdowns to widen that lead and basically put the game away. Certainly something that ODU has the ability to do, and if they can capitalize defensively against Georgia Southern, they have the ability to win. It's going to be a very tall task for their defense, considering the offense that they're going up against and the ball control, unique triple option offense. It's very key come this Saturday.
Well, Coach Wilder talked about stopping that triple option attack of Georgia Southern during his weekly media teleconference call on Monday. Take a listen.
You have to get your defense to understand is that you're not going to stop this offense. This offense averages 400 yards rushing per game, so there is no stopping it. What you need to do is you need to get some turnovers, and you need to be able to slow it down. You've got to make this offense work for everything they get, and we did right after the season was over, and then we had given up 600 yards and 55 points. We set out to get a better understanding of the option. Studied it, practiced it in the spring. We practiced it in preseason, not necessarily thinking we'd be playing Georgia Southern, but knowing could be Georgia Southern, Wofford, Cal Poly, 3 triple teams that all ended up making the tournament. And we played some teams this year that had some elements of the triple option. Campbell earlier in the year, Villanova, teams that ran some of that style. A few other teams as well. You know, everybody's got some version of option football, so I feel like we're better prepared. I feel like we're a new team this year. We've got a new plan, and hopefully we'll be able to slow the offense down.
Of course, on the offensive side of the ball, the Monarchs have some firepower themselves with sophomore quarterback and Walter Payton Award finalist Taylor Heineke. In a game like this, how much pressure is put on the offense to be able to score almost every time they step on the field?
Well, maybe a little bit perhaps, but I don't think they put any more added pressure on themselves. I think the key, like going back to what I said before, is they're going to score. Their offense is built to score, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's a matter of how often they get the ball or get the opportunity to score. In terms of Saturday's game, the tallest task is Old Dominion's defense getting off the field without giving up points. Even creating turnovers will help, which just gives the offense another opportunity to put the ball in the end zone. They can score against just about any defense. It's a matter of their defense getting off the field and giving them the ball. It's going to be a tall task. I still think Old Dominion has the power to do this. It'll just be a matter, can they do it?
Taylor Heineke also joined us on Monday's teleconference call when he shared his thoughts on the Georgia Southern defense and what the ODU offense needs to do for the Monarchs to advance to the semifinals.
They have a very good defensive lineman, number 66. He's a stud. I recall that he's a 3-time All-American, and he's a monster down there at the D-line. So he's one of the threats. You know, their defensive backs are always athletic. Their linebackers are really fast, really strong, really big. So it's a very good defense, and their offense likes to hold on to the ball. So we feel like every time we get the ball, we need to go score, make some points out of it. So yeah, it's a very good defense. Their crowd was crazy last year. Probably the most hostile crowd we've played in front of, other than our own and JMU's. Again, last year was it was a great game. It came down to an onside kick that we recovered a half yard short, and hopefully it goes better this year.
It definitely should be an exciting game this weekend in Norfolk. The winner, of course, will take on either the Wofford Terriers or head to Fargo to take on the defending national champion North Dakota State Bison. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Blitz. We will be right here next week to break down the Georgia Southern and Old Dominion matchup. Stay tuned to cafootball.com for all the latest information going on around the league. Have a great week, everybody.